Hey you guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sundays with Summit Health. Today we're going to chat about juice cleanses and detoxes. This is something that with springtime coming, I've actually gotten a lot of questions about. And especially with the new year, you hear a lot of people are tackling this new diet or this new cleanse. They're looking for quick ways to lose weight. And so I really want to address the topic, do we cleanse or not? And I want to address the things that come with that. So I've got some notes. We're going to chat about really everything. Thinking about detox diets and juice cleanses, what do we want to know? Ultimately, number one, do we need to detox? As human beings, is detoxing beneficial? Why? Ultimately, we can benefit from a detox, and here's why. What we consume. We consume alcohol. We consume a lot of processed foods. We live in an environment where there's lots of things that we can't control. So I'm gonna kind of list some more things here coming up, but we can benefit from detoxifying our body. We're gonna cover maybe a healthier, safe way to do that and some things to consider. Ultimately, let's think about what substances could be toxic. Alcohol, right? Technically, to our body, alcohol is a poison, but in moderation, we can enjoy alcohol. It's something that, we can live a fairly healthy lifestyle and enjoy some alcohol. However, 1 glass of wine versus 12 glasses of wine is going to create some very different effects on the body. Something to consider. Another example of this is bok choy or mushrooms. In large amounts, they actually can be poisonous, especially mushrooms raw. Bok choy can be a hormone disruptor. It can actually slow the thyroid. So again, something that's really, really healthy or could potentially be really good for us in large amounts could be poisonous or harmful. Cookies, innate in themselves are not bad, but eating an entire package of Oreos is not going to be great for our body. The toxic load that's going to put on our body is going to be challenging. The other thing that I get asked a lot about is carcinogens from grilling. Anytime that our meat, especially specifically, has that black char, it is a slight carcinogen. So a lot of people have asked me about smokers, like should I stay away from smoked meat, barbecue, things like that. Again, that's reality. They do contain carcinogens, but the dose is the poison. How much of those things are you consuming? Are you eating 6 pounds of barbecue pork, or are you having 8 ounces once or twice a week? Probably not a big deal. Again, the dose is the poison. Okay, so ultimately, the cool thing about our body is it kind of cleanses itself. Every night when we sleep, our brain shrinks a little bit and fluid moves around the brain and our body just kind of pumps and refreshes and cellularly restores itself, and kind of our cells, the worn out parts of our cells get sort of like cleaned off, sloughed off, and we breathe them out, we pee them out, or when we lose fat, we can eliminate them, right? So those things ultimately our body is sort of self-cleansing. But why might a detox be helpful or beneficial? Medication use. If we've been on medications throughout our life, that can present a toxic load. If we're not sleeping enough, again, our brain doesn't have that time to fully restore and detoxify our entire body, so that can be a factor. Our chemical skincare. If we're using skincare that has parabens or different preservatives, that can create a toxic load on the body. Not getting enough physical activity, not sweating, not moving enough, that can create a toxic load. Consuming too much alcohol. We know that can really present an issue, especially for the liver, kidneys, things like that. If we've smoked in our lifetime, if we've ever been around people who have smoked, that really can present some toxic load. Environmental pollutants, heavy metals. If we have metal fillings in our mouth, if we've been in a job where we've been exposed to chemicals through like paint or lacquers or stains, things like that, that can present some toxic load. eating nutrient poor foods that the body doesn't recognize as foods. So some toxic load can happen from some artificial sweeteners or some artificial ingredients. Our body doesn't know what to do with that. Overuse of supplements. That's the other thing, especially, a lot of bodybuilders, consuming too many of these synthetic supplements, that can be an issue. So ultimately, we want to talk about, okay, our body naturally detoxifies on its own, but what is something that we want to consider? If we are wanting to detox to lose weight or to lose fat, I say, forget it. Forget it. Like doing a detox to lose weight or no, it's not helpful. If you want to detox to create a healthier environment in your body, to have a healthier immune system, great, awesome, okay? But if you want to detox to simply lose fat, that's already creating a dysfunctional relationship with food. And I say, let's talk about a different path. There is a better option. Okay, the other thing to consider is if you're deciding to detox, maybe we know, okay, all right, I want to improve my overall health. I want to improve my immune response. So I want to do a healthy detox. Coming up here in usually every March or April, I will do a liver cleanse. It's a month long. I can kind of walk you guys through that as we go, but I've seen real benefits in that. Again, I know what I'm doing. I try to take a really balanced approach, and the rest of the year I live a really healthy lifestyle, both in movement and in food choices. But the thing to consider is when we choose to do a cleanse or a detox diet, we can feel pretty crummy. And the reason for that is typically there's some caloric restriction, some pretty aggressive caloric restriction, because we're eliminating a good amount of different processed foods. That can create, basically, when we're releasing toxins are stored in our fat cells. When we're releasing toxins, both period, from doing a cleanse, but also if we're losing fat because we're in, an aggressive caloric deficit, you can feel pretty darn crummy. And I have absolutely experienced that. So something to be mindful of. You may not feel great moving through that process. Maybe after the kind of things are moved out and you've had some elimination days, you feel better, but it can be kind of crummy. Okay, I want to make sure that I don't want to miss anything. Things to think about every day. Things that you can kind of detox that can help move these toxins out of your body every single day. Lemon water, something really, really simple. You all know that you should start every single day with a glass of water. That should be literally how you start every single day of the rest of your life. Just drink a glass of water. If you want to sort of amplify that detox process, add a little bit of lemon to it. Simple way to do it. Clean a lemon, cut it into quarters, throw half of that lemon in a glass of water, leave that on the counter or throw it in the fridge, and then drink it in the morning. Fantastic. That's a great way to kind of move that detox process along. Green tea, we just talked about this in our stress seminar yesterday at CFH. Green tea can be a great way to detox. Consuming plenty of omega-3 fats, colorful fruits and veggies, lots of micronutrients, that can help be a detoxifier. Really, really beautiful. Cilantro is a huge source of glutathione, and it is a huge detoxifier. So if you love cilantro, pile it up. I do want to talk about sort of the downside of cleanses or juice cleanses or detoxes, and that is it. I am all about people finding balance. I am all about you finding a healthy relationship with food and realizing that you can reach your goals eating the food that you enjoy because you've learned to consume in a balanced nature. Sometimes juices and detoxes and cleanses, they're completely unbalanced. They're so aggressive. They're so all in. You have to be perfect. You have to eliminate everything. That can really create some triggered patterns in people who have had a history of this. And so for those people, I would say 100% stay away. Don't mess with it. Let's find more balance. Let's find a healthy relationship with food. And we can find a way to create a healthier environment without those extremes. So the other thing is people might have limited time, limited resources, funds to juice 15 pounds of organic vegetables. Like that's just not within their means. you can still be a healthy human being without doing that. So understand, again, let's find some balance. They can be aggressively low calorie, and that's something to be mindful of. You know, I have educated you well in the manner that if we restrict calories for too long, you will see your metabolism downregulate. You will burn less calories because you are restricting the amount of food you're giving your body. That is a reality. So extensive cleanses for long periods of time, not going to be great on the metabolism. Blood sugar swings. Aggressive juice cleanses or fasts or detox diets can create a large swing in blood sugar, typically because a lot of the consumption is mainly carbohydrates. And we all know we need to balance those carbohydrates with fiber. Juicing removes all the fiber, and we need to balance it with protein. So again, something to be mindful of. Juice is medicine. People go on these cleanses or detox diets and they're drinking, for example, this is Chad's smoothie jar. They're drinking this much juice. That's gotta be, think about a naked juice. Do you know how many carbs a naked juice is? 60 carbohydrates, okay? This would probably be 100 to 120 carbohydrates with no fiber. So when you drink juice, we need 8 to 12 ounces. That's it, period. The other thing that generally we'll find is GI tract dysfunction. I've experienced it. I've been there. You cannot get out of the bathroom. And that can be a response to detox, but it can be an unhealthy response, something that people don't always recover from. So something to consider. Protein deficiencies. We know how important protein is for your overall performance, for you building lean muscle and maintaining lean muscle in a calorie deficit, and extreme cleanses or detoxes generally do not have a lot of protein consumption in them. So when I do my liver cleanse, I track my food. I need to make sure that I'm getting plenty of protein. Okay, so ultimately, something I want you to consider is, where are the main sources of toxins coming from? In our North American diet, a lot of our toxins every day are coming from processed food. If you look at the ingredients of an Oreo package or Fruity Pebbles or a frozen pizza or pop can cinnamon rolls, you are going to find listed toxic ingredients. That's reality. I'm not saying you can't enjoy those things, but again, let's look at moderation. So these are things that we're eating every day. But what can we do if we don't want to full on do a cleanse or some sort of detox? Totally okay. What can we do every day? We can limit those foods. We can enjoy those once in a while. We can make those the 20%, whereas 80% of our diet is clean, lean proteins, delicious vegetables, lots of fruit, doing the best we can to clean and wash those before we eat them. Most of our pesticides or insecticides are water soluble. So you eat something that's been sprayed that's not organic, you're gonna pee it out within 3 days. Yes, it can still create some disruption and whatnot, but ultimately you're gonna pee it out. It's not fat soluble, it's not gonna stay in your body and create hormone disruption. But that being said, you can simply clean and wash your fruits and vegetables really, really well and eliminate a lot of that toxic load. Okay, so the other thing that I want to say there's 10 ways that you can really promote a detoxifying environment in your everyday life. Number 1, eat reasonable amounts. Don't eat excess amounts of anything. So overconsumption, again, we talked about the cookie. We talked about these things. You can enjoy those things in moderation, but having excess or large amounts of them, not going to be helpful. Build your plate around plant foods. And if you can afford it, eat organic. I love Aldi. I love Aldi, you guys, because there's so many organic options that are still cheaper than other grocery stores like Hy-Vee or Target, Cub Food, and Aldi has the organic version that's still more affordable, which I absolutely love. Stay lean. Again, a lot of these toxins are fat soluble. So if you can keep yourself at a healthy body weight or body mass index, meaning enough lean muscle, then you're not going to be holding on to a lot of those toxins because you simply don't have the fat storage for it. Drink enough water. Water, tea, green tea can be a detoxifier. And if you can, drink filtered water. City water contains a lot of fluoride that can absolutely be a hormone disruptor. So if you can, get a really cheap, simple, even your fridge filter is a fantastic way to do that. Otherwise, if you have just a simple like under the water or a Brita or something like that, something that will filter out that fluoride. Beautiful. Allow time between dinner and breakfast. Okay, so we talked about that nighttime being our cellular restoration time, giving your body and your brain time to kind of shrink and all those toxins to flow and move out. So giving yourself some time of rested digestion. So if you can finish dinner at an earlier hour in the day and not snack before breakfast comes the next day, fantastic. We've got a great sort of rested digestion window. Exercise and sweat. So saunas, sweating, those things can be super, super helpful because that's how our body detoxes. In fact, I had a client doing a liver cleanse, I think it was 2 years ago actually. And she made the comment to me, she's like, I don't know what is happening, but when I sweat, it's not a pretty smell. Like, what is happening? It was her body detoxing. That was not a common thing for her. But as she's going through the liver cleanse, her body is pushing toxins through the skin. Our skin is our largest organ. That's why, again, on this list is I want you to look at your body products. Are you using products that contain a lot of preservatives, a lot of parabens? Those things can be hormone disruptors. So if we can, clean up what we're putting on our skin, and it will make that detox process just happen very naturally every single day. Limit unnecessary dietary supplements. So a lot of people just want to be on everything. It's not necessary. Take what you need, whether it's a probiotic, a multivitamin, some mood support, whatever we need for the moment, and don't overconsume or be one of those like vitamin junkies with all the things. We don't need it. Eliminate problematic foods. We all know if we, dairy doesn't sit super good with me, but I just can't bring myself to stop eating it. Or, yeah, I feel really crummy when I eat wheat, but I just can't seem to stay away from it. When I eat something with dyes in it, I feel like poop, but it tastes so good. Stay away from those things, really. If you notice that they are not sitting well with you, it is really creating a toxic load on your body if you continue to consume them. So stay away from them. That's it, you guys. I hope that helps. If you guys want more information on how to conduct or how to sort of manage a healthy detox or cleanse, I would be happy to walk any of you through that. But ultimately, I hope you kind of understand there's healthy ways to detox and cleanse every single day while continuing to have balance in our diet. So you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks again for joining us. We'll chat with you guys soon.